Tim O'Malley with Tim Priester. During practice number 8, Tim, we had our first look at the Irish Athletics Center and then moved out to Lamar Practice Complex. We were there for about 5.5 periods. Didn't see a lot, but there was some one-on-ones and some kicking action at least.
There was, and after, I was a renegade there and put a photo out there I wasn't supposed to. I apologize to the university for that, spaced it. But, there was some kicking, and it went in the opposite direction of what we had seen the previous time. Harrison Leonard struggled a little bit, pulled a couple, 3 for 6 on field goals. Jonathan Dorr, and these field goals were all from 33 yards straight on. Jonathan Dorr was 5 for 5, so that was a good start. A couple of offensive players that didn't run tempo, Claypool, Keys, and Flemister, but when we went out to the field and they began practice, they were back in action.
Not a lot to glean from positional work that we saw, but defensively, I guess there is one tidbit. Sean Crawford was the number 2 safety with Kyle Hamilton, and you had mentioned previously when you watched, he had repped with the corners when they break down in positions. Other than that, it was pretty standard. Drew White was the last linebacker, so I'm guessing they were not running out as they will for the entire practice. Briefly, we saw some one-on-ones. What were a couple impressions you got from that?
Well, first of all, we didn't see an entire practice, so we didn't get a chance to see Kyle Hamilton make an interception here today. But he did get beat on one. Again, it's a one-on-one and a beautifully thrown ball. I think it was Jerkovic to Abdur Rahman, the freshman receiver, who made a tremendous catch. It was actually one of 2 tremendous catches he made during the brief time that we were in there.
Defensively, the best play was made by Alohi Gilman because against Chris Fink, one-on-one with the whole field to cover, he actually was draped all over on an out and up, and that's just not something you see. I think, of note, I know this is like we were literally in there for 2.5 minutes of this segment, but people have been asking about Javon McKinley. Javon McKinley beat Troy Pride twice, so that's good news for Javon McKinley, and I'm sure it's not going to be commensurate with the entire practice Troy Pride has, but we have to report these things in little segments that we saw today.
Right. I continue to be, I think everybody continues to be very impressed with Michael Young. Michael Young is just, he seems impeccable with his routes. He doesn't drop passes. He was on point again during the brief time we were in there today. So I think you're going to see a real breakout performer this year at the X position in Michael Young.
Priester saw Kevin Austin run by, got a deep touchdown on Phil Jerkovic. That'll be in your practice report. I'll have defense, and we're off to do a podcast now, all on IrishIllustrated.com.